right. Hey, hi, everybody. Welcome to another Conversations with Jeff. Oh, man, listen, I almost didn't start the show because we were talking behind the scenes with our guests coming up, and it was like, oh, man, we wish we could have recorded, y'all, what we were talking about. We were talking about emotions. We were talking about, men in particular and men out there that are hurting men, right? Men that are like, have everything on the outside. And, I've been talking about this guy, so it's no secret, right? Hurting on inside. Woo! And didn't think there's any other solution. So, hey, listen, if you know anybody like that, call them up, send them this link, and make sure you get them up because we're going to be chatting about some real stuff here with my guest coming up, the Queen of Destiny. Oh, baby. Yeah, so listen. Just real quickly, for those of you that don't know, Conversations with Jeff, our mission is to bring guests in like we have coming up now, man, that are humble and gracious, but have done amazing things, have gifts that they share, right, to help you flip that switch, that thinking switch that says, I'm not worthy, that says I'm a failure, that says I can't change, and flip that switch, reverse the conversation slowly that you have with yourself about yourself. Right? It won't happen overnight, but it'll happen over time. Oh, man, so you begin to reset, refocus, right? Reset, refocus, regain some clarity, and recover. Oh, man, and then you begin the journey, right? The whole new journey comes around that way. So anyway, man, so hey, listen. For those who don't know me, my name is Jeff Tyson, and I'm known as the Comeback King. Host of Conversations with Jeff, obviously, and founder of Comeback King Enterprises, where we put together those services of building a community for men out there that I'm talking to that are going to hear this, ladies. It's a real situation. It's a place that they can go. If you're looking for it to really kind of understand, man, that there's power in surrender. There's power in humility. There's power, true power in vulnerability. Right? The old messaging that we got growing up, the old messaging that we're holding on to no longer has to apply in their lives. Anyway, so let me hurry up and get our guest on here. I mean, she's been on before. I met her in a Great American Speak Off, and she was doing dynamic things then. And so she's a speaker and author, and man, they call her Queen. The Queen of Destiny because she can help you. Just when I talked to her today, I mean, we were talking about some things, and she's like, I ain't talked to her like this in like almost a year or something. She's like, bang, 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 this is what you need to do, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, let me just be quiet. Bring to Conversations with my dear friend, Vivian Phillips.
I'm over here sitting in some fire, okay?
Oh, well, what's up, my sister? How you doing?
Hi, you're so amazing. I'm just like, oh my goodness. We just need to do your show.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
To be here.
Yeah. Well, you bring so much fire, and your smile lights up the camera. Right? I mean, and that's how it was when I first met you, and it's been consistent ever since. So truly a blessing in my life.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So I was telling them about what we were talking about before the show, and I know you may have some things that you want to get to too, but let's pick it up where we left off.
Okay.
Me. Yeah. But before I do that, though, actually, give the folks a little glimpse of who you are. Why the Queen of Destiny?
Well, you know what, Jeff? One of the things that I teach is that we need to help people get on what I call the path to purpose. The path. One of the most asked questions is, what is my purpose?
Yeah.
And I think that is not the right question to ask. I think the question we have to ask ourselves is, am I on the path to purpose? And there are, a couple different things you can ask yourself to know. For example, I have what's called a purpose activation survey that's free for people to take 25 questions, and it'll help you get a sense of if you're on the path. And one of those questions is, have you said yes to God?
Mm.
Because so many people, when I ask the question, is there anything that God told you to do that you have not done? Because if you haven't done what he told you to do, you can stop trying to do all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Because you're not in right alignment. And alignment, spiritual alignment, is key to success.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for me personally, I'm a former Miss Black Arizona. I was thrust into the pageant world many, many years ago, not by choice. I had absolutely no interest in being a pageant queen. but destiny, when destiny got you around the neck, sometimes you don't understand why things are happening, why you're doing this, what does this mean? Because it takes time for those things to be clear.
Sorry, hang on one second. Something's happening here and I need to figure out how to stop. Okay, go ahead. Thank you.
So over time, just the play on the word queen, and as I evolved in this journey of purpose, it just became real clear. I have crowns all around my house. It's just a thing in me. As I've walked my journey, I just have this thing with crowns. I say, on my bucket list.
Yes.
Bucket list, I want a king or queen of a nation to crown me. Wow. That's one of the things on my bucket list.
Wow.
And I don't know what that's about. But I'm gonna follow it through, okay?
That's gonna be amazing. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, so I feel like I also have like this royal capacity, as demonstrated when the conversation we just had. God has given me a unique, rare ability to have a conversation with a person and in 5 minutes just transform them with revelation. That's it. That's what I do.
Yeah. I love that. So how do you talk to those people that are like, oh man, they can't put their head around it yet. They can't wrap their head around it. They're like, whoa, this is too much. I mean, they can't see the real gift. You know what I mean?
Well, part of what I do is I help people see themselves.
Okay.
I help them see themselves, which is very different from what most coaches do and most mentors and what have you. My capacity is spiritual. It is completely spiritual. If you end up on my radar and we end up conversing, if God has something for you and I have it, I'm going to give it to you. I'm not a gatekeeper.
Yeah.
I don't hold back. I don't feel like you're a threat. I'm not intimidated. I'm not, I'm just generous when it comes to sowing into the lives of other people, because that's how God has been with me.
Wow. So you paying it forward, but for real.
Yes. And here's what's amazing. I am exceptional at what I do. Like, I have been groomed. I have been tried by fire. As you say, I've been humbled. I'm submitted. I'm aligned. I'm committed. I'm invested. like everything you could possibly think of that would steward a person into excellence. That has been my journey for this aspect of who I am.
So what I gotta ask, and I thank you for sharing that, and I can see that. But this is where you are right now. So what did he see you through?
Ugh.
That I mean, we don't have all. We can talk a long time about some things, but tell us what is it that you said? What was the first thing that came to your mind?
Brutal.
Mm.
It has been like it's hard for me to imagine that I have endured the things that I have endured, and that I came out on the other side and I wasn't bitter. I'm not angry. I don't carry unforgiveness in my heart. I see clearly the hand of God. Like, people think life is going to be perfect. You're not going to have any problems. You're not going to make mistakes. I've done it all. I'm guilty.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%.
There's a scripture that I hold on to for dear life.
Mm.
And it is, what the enemy means for your destruction, I'm going to work it in your favor.
In your favor. Come on now.
So when I find myself in a situation where it seems to be overtaking me, or it's unfair or unjust, or I say, you know what? You said in your word that it was going to work in my favor. So I'm looking for that part.
That's right. Yes. I love that.
Yeah. So I just, and part of what I know, there was a guy many, many years ago who said to me, God needs to crush your heart. And I had no idea what that man was talking about back then.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
But today, I know what he meant. I feel like every pain, disappointment, sense of rejection, mistreatment, that was the crushing.
Yes.
That was the part where God is fashioning your heart in the image and likeness of him.
Yes.
And because of all the loss and death and failure and disappointment and rejection, all those things, there's nobody I can't relate to.
Yeah. I love that.
Because before, I was kind of like this. If you rub me the wrong way, you got to go.
No patience, no tolerance. No.
I tell people, one prayer I ain't gonna pray is give me some patience.
So you was proud of that then, what you're telling me.
Because he'll give you some patience, I promise. But yeah, it's all those things that make me this deep person that I am today, that gives me a wealth of knowledge, that gives me the capacity to minister to somebody no matter what their situation is. Without all that I've been through, divorce and death and destruction and disease and like all of that makes me credible to my calling.
Yeah. And also, too, I'm thinking for those that are in that grind, in that funk, to get some hope, knowing that, hey, it's not about you and your suffering. It's about preparation to serve, right? It's about, and that should bring joy.
Yeah.
Stop thinking about yourself so much and turn your eyes to God or whoever you believe in and know that, okay, it's like getting ready to train, right? I mean, you get in the gym, you're in the comeback gym, you're lifting, building faith muscle, you're building recovery muscles. You've done all that. Ooh. Yeah. I love chatting with you, my sister, because you always keep it really real.
Let me just say this. So when you and I were just talking, you were talking about trying to go this way and really concluding that it's this way that God wants you to go, right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that, because
Yeah.
when I said what came on my mind this morning was seasons.
Yes.
It's so powerful, but so many people they sit in church, but they're not taught. They're not taught how to walk in this thing called purpose and destiny, or
Yeah.
calling, or anointing. They're not taught how to walk in their gifts or even know what their gifts are. They're
Yeah.
not taught that
Yeah.
your purpose has a season.
Yeah.
And so many of us are trying to be in the season it is not, because we don't know the difference in the seasons.
Yeah.
So there's a season to shine. There's a season to go through. There's a season to be equipped. There's like all these seasons. So the question becomes, what season are you in?
Yeah.
Like, what season? So when you were talking, I was like, okay, because we kind of had the same conversation like a year ago.
Yeah.
It feels like we kind of in the same place.
Yeah.
What's inside of you to help these men? Because the women are doing the work.
Yeah.
Women are healing. The
Yeah.
women are being delivered.
Yeah.
The women are getting sober. The women are doing the work.
Yeah.
But it's no fun if the men ain't doing it too.
Right. That's right.
Because then we have an imbalance.
That's right.
And so we're coming to the table now whole.
Yes. Yes.
And that makes a difference. But
Big.
you have like the season for you to help these men is now. Like it is now. It is so prime.
Yeah. Yes.
It's so perfect. So just tell me what is it that you think you're supposed to be doing so we can gather around you?
We talked about, it's been leadership, it's been business focus, it's been that way, and that's been good, and some spiritual connections, Vivian, but really it's about peeling all that mask off, right? Taking the mask, you hear people talk about, really take it off. Because I always say you got to peel before you heal, right? You don't, I can't get. He said, Jeff, you got to peel before you heal. Okay, cool. So, and that didn't happen until I surrendered. So my journey is not about theory. My journey is about practical experience through the comebacks, right? Of that, and in those comebacks. From what I learned, I've been able to help other men come through their comeback, and women, but the fellas. I've been saying fellas for a reason. Fellas, it's us to do what she just said earlier about women. Are y'all lining up? That's it. Taking possession of businesses, taking possession of yourself. No more, my mom and sister, powerful ladies, and no more compromising yourself, no more standing timidly for whatever reasons that happened to you before. So y'all getting ready. Right. So the okie doke that the fella's been doing, it's got to change. And so we're having a summit around marriage and in the marriage, you have a couple of things that happen. Some people cheat on their spouse, some people get cheated on. Right. Some people are verbally and physically abusive, and then there's some of us allow that to happen. So then there's just bad marriages, all that stuff. But the fellas, what's your part? What are you willing to get clean about? Mm-hmm. Or how can you start? What mask am I talking about? Well, that mask of machoism, Nothing hurt you. You don't have any pain, right? I mean, I used to say I was like a duck, calm on above with my feet paddling like crazy. Never let them see you sweat. All those nonsense. All that nonsense, Vivian.
Right.
And say, I surrender is power. Being willing to understand the possibilities. So you got to be honest enough to say, I may need this change. Then you have to be willing enough to listen, right? Open-minded enough to hear the possibilities.
Well, one of the things I try to help people understand, you said surrender. You said, like hear yourself, tell yourself the truth. This is not about going to church.
Yeah, no.
Because what's happening is a lot of people, when they find themselves in a place where they want to get better and they want to do different, and then they run to church.
Yeah.
Now, here's the truth. If church was the way it really is supposed to be, then you can run a church, because when you run up in there, they're going to help you get rid of them demons and them devils and all them lies and blah, blah, blah. But it ain't the way it's supposed to be. So what happens is people go in there and they don't get what they want, and then they come out. And then there's another layer of disappointment and despair, because something innately tells us if we go there, we should be able to find the help that we need.
Yeah.
But when you are a God seeker, when you establish a relationship with the Most High God, the creator of the universe, he who is and was and is to come, and some people say she.
Hey, you know what?
I ain't here to tell you.
Yeah.
You better find something bigger than yourself.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because telling ourselves the truth, that is the beginning.
Yeah.
You gotta be willing to face yourself. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent, doesn't matter.
Right.
Because when you can do that, then you can really start to heal. You can start to change.
Yeah. Yeah. And because the evidence will show up. What you're seeking, the evidence will show up.
Yes.
The aching pain that we carry, suffering in silence, will soften. Right? The feeling of truth, old stories gets clearer. You can see that, man, I own things that weren't for me to own. And then you continue to stay open-minded, and you can see the change happening through the work. This doesn't just happen, just by sitting still. You got to do some work. But the evidence, that's the thing. The evidence is true. Either you're going to stay the same, get worse, or change.
You know what, Jeff? I said to a man maybe a couple months ago, I said, he has been in a perpetual state of deception for decades. And I know this for facts.
Yeah.
And I said to him, do you want this to be your legacy? Is this what you want your children to say? You never told the truth?
Yeah.
Like, it's like we have to help the people.
Right.
Especially when you have something on the inside of you to help them.
That's right.
Because everybody don't have what we have, Jeff.
No,
everybody doesn't have that.
Right.
There are people who are chosen, I believe, to take humanity out of deception, darkness, failure,
Yes.
all of that stuff
Yeah.
into a higher vibration.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that like new ages. It's like when you operate in deceit and lies and addiction and promiscuity and abuse and all of that, that is a very low vibration.
Very low.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that vibration is disease and all these other things.
Yes.
There are people who are designated in the earth to help people raise their vibration through
Yeah.
truth, righteousness, order, decency, things like that.
Yeah.
And we are two of those people.
Mm.
And in this hour, I believe there's a clarion call for the men, particularly African American men.
Right.
We are in a dispensation of time where there's a level of truth coming forward that has never been in the earth.
Mm.
Okay. And in that truth, who we are as a people is showing up.
Yeah.
And so we are waking up
Yeah.
to who we really are.
Yeah.
And our non-melanated counterparts are waking up to the truth of who they really are. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for us as humanity, that means melanated and non-melanated, to move in a harmonious fashion,
Yes.
everybody got to get in their right position.
Yes. Yes.
And so Black men have a very particular role in that order. The Black family has a very particular role in that order. And the Black woman has a role like no other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so somebody or in somebody's, because I believe there's more than one person, has to begin to step forward and begin to cultivate the men out of this delusion.
Mm.
For example, if you are a Black man saying you don't date Black women, there's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
Okay. And I love white people. Some of my spiritual daughters are white, as people say. Some of my best friends are white. But for somebody to say that out of their mouth that completely disregards the very nature of how you are made,
Yeah.
there's something wrong with that person.
There definitely is something wrong with that person.
Yeah. And so men like you who are grounded, who's been through the fire. Because see, there's some people who went through the fire, got burned up.
Stay too long, that's what happens.
Listen, some people didn't even come out the fire.
Some people living in fire too. They living on fire, right?
Yeah. You have it. You have it. They need you. And so, I have this way of dealing with people who are, somehow manifesting a form of procrastination. So we're going to just do it live here.
Let's go.
So one of the things that gets me up in the morning, that drives me, is to know that what I have is going to truly, people get saved.
Yeah.
No, what I do saves people. Okay.
Yeah. 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 There's a difference.
Right. And I'm motivated by the obligation to know that every day I don't do what I was created, fashioned, and equipped to do, somebody is suffering.
Yeah. Yeah.
somebody is still scratching around in the failure, despair, disappointment, sitting in a position of hope deferred because I'm not doing my part. And I can't go to sleep at night with that kind of stuff. So I'm passing that on to you today.
You must be talking to my coach.
Okay. As they say at the altar when you get married, from this day forth.
Oh, but that's so true, Vivian. It's we have a responsibility. Thank you for the shake-up. We have a response. I believe this, right? It may not be for millions. It may only be for a few, but whoever, whatever we are, placed on this planet, this unique fingerprint, there's a group of people that we have a responsibility to change. So in other words, stop saying all right and be playing with it and get busy just making it happen. Is what I'm hearing you say.
When you go live tonight, and I'm holding you accountable.
I am gonna do that.
You're gonna hear and see something different. And don't let what you do get distracted by the women. Because there are so many women who have been victimized. Now, and I'm not saying women aren't perpetrators too, because they are.
And both sides.
But there are so many women who have been victimized by men living beneath their potential. When a man comes along and starts talking to these men, the women want to weigh in. So you're gonna have to harness the women and just really stay focused on the men. Don't let the women distract you.
Yeah.
Because they're just expressing their pain, their, what happened to them. Most of them, nobody's ever listened to.
Yeah.
Wow. So I just want to encourage you, to, as you set out to do this, remember, I tell people, stay in your lane. But you got to know what your lane is in order to stay in it, right?
That's right.
So my lane is empowering people in their purpose. That's my lane. So, the politicians over here and this over there, I can get passionate about it, but that's not my lane.
That's right.
In my lane is where the fire is. In my lane is where the power is. In my lane is the anointing.
Yeah.
In my lane is the capacity to transform, change, propel, all of that in my lane. Yeah. When I get out of my lane, I lose the fervency of what I was designed to do. Yes. So that's the context that I'm talking about in terms of focus on the men.
Yeah.
Talk to the men.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
No, it does. And fuzzy targets don't get hit, right? If it's not clear and all of that. And some of it, truthfully, is like, man, it's even though I show up sometimes, it's that question sometimes, will they even listen? Do they even want to hear? But you know what? It doesn't matter. My part is not to worry about that piece. They'll never hear it if I don't stand in it.
Right. Listen, what you have to give an account for is sowing the seeds. I tell people we're seed sowers. But you can't get a harvest if you don't put no seeds out there.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So just put the seeds out there and you'll begin to specifically draw the men. Some people might hear it and it might yield a harvest 5 years down the road. They'll be like, oh, there was one time I heard this man named Jeff. He was the comeback king. And he said it might not yield a harvest tomorrow.
That's right.
Or next year. Somebody sent me something 2 years ago well, some time ago, but it was 2 years later that thing,
Yeah.
began to
That's right.
activate.
That's right.
So you're absolutely right when you said you just got to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Build it and they will come.
And I've just been dragging that one leg. So I got to pull the other leg in front of me and start marching and having conversations like this with folks like you that confirm the fact that, it's time to just surrender the crazy and stay focused on what I know I'm supposed to do. This conversation didn't just happen by, I believe it was divine, like always. Every time we connect, it speaks to something that is really relevant to what you're supposed to do or I'm supposed to do.
Absolutely.
And then share that stuff and I'm glad I asked you about the seasons. You brought that up, earlier on before we still started. The word season, and you talk about the different seasons, and you talk about the different things that you need to prepare for. I love all of that, Vivian. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm looking at man. I'm gonna have to let you go here in a couple of minutes.
I was like, I don't even know how long we're supposed to be on.
Oh boy, this has been just fantastic, and thank you. I will make sure that I know how to log on to that at those time frames, so that excuse is gone. I don't have any problems showing up otherwise, right? I mean, I'll get past the technology piece, and thank you for that encouragement. Thank you.
Yeah, just go live. This is a time, like this is the right time.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what happened or how what path you came to this point. This is the time for you to do what is in you to do. It's right now. Like you've shown up exactly when you need to. And everything that's happened before now was preparation, equipping, lessons, learnings. We're so conditioned through the church and through religion to classify things as good and bad.
Right.
But the truth of the matter is, it just is.
It is.
I just did, it just is that, I was in a marriage for 14 years that didn't work. It just is that, somebody was strung out on drugs for 10 years. It just is. It just is. Now what? Okay.
Now what?
Yeah. Now what?
That's right.
Are we going to stay there? Are we going to get better, do better? Are we going to help somebody else? Because truly, this human thing is really about helping somebody else.
Yes.
And people are just too self-consumed to help somebody else. So our goal is to stop helping, to wake them up out of the selfishness. Mm. If you still just all focused on you just out of order.
Well, self-centered is, if it's all about self, it'll never be about anybody else.
No.
There's only room for one person when you focus on yourself. And that's one biggest gift I got in surrendering and found. It's a process, and a loving, caring process. And it's not about me.
It's not
about you.
No.
And my religious background is still very, I came up around the doom and gloom and fire and brimstone and all that stuff. And I just kind of left that alone and walked my journey on my own. Mm-hmm. And so now I'm back figuring out what's right. It's really about just relationships, creating a relationship.
Listen, I wrote the book about it. So that book really is about relationship. My first book. People, churchgoers and pew warmers, that's not it. That don't get you nothing. It ain't you ain't gonna get no awards for it, recognition, whatever. If you don't have a relationship with the Most High, with the creator of the universe, Yah, God, however you want to classify him.
That's right.
That's the key to everything. Now, it depends on how you want to live. I want to live with a creator in my life. But I'm doing the church thing, I'm done with that part. I did it for 50 some years. Yeah. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Well, I'm here. Don't worry. We're here. And I love the fact that people say that and say it comfortably.
Yeah, and like you, I'm learning too. I'm on a spiritual, I'm evolving spiritually. I mean, there's a lot of things that I once subscribed to that I don't subscribe to anymore. And I don't owe anybody an explanation. This is my life.
That's right.
And don't nobody have to like it. I like it. And it's working very, very well for me. There's mass deception in the world. And so because we're in a dispensation of time for truth, those darknesses that have been deceiving people are being exposed and revealed. And so so much of it has to do with religion.
Yeah. I agree.
It's unbelievable. I mean, it is literally shocking. Like, really, people really work that hard to deceive people.
Yeah. Deception is well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was supposed to say something.
Wait, that's a whole nother show, honey. We need to have a show on that one.
Yeah, girl, because I was getting ready to go down a rabbit hole with you.
No, we're gonna stay right here.
Yeah, we need to stay here because right here is where
Yeah,
we're supposed to be. And Vivian, so everything we shared today, I'd like you to kind of take a minute. What do you want us to leave here with today?
what was that?
What message do you want us to leave here with today? We talked about. I mean, can you summarize it for us?
I think overall, what we all need to do is understand the season we're in. Because if you understand the season you're in, then your strategy to succeed, excel, grow, change, be transformed, transform others. If you understand the season, if this is your season of equipping, it's an inward journey right now. If this is your season to shine, it's an outward journey. If this is your season to go through, when I was going through, I wasn't trying to be on people's stages. I wasn't trying to get new clients. I was trying to master what I was going through. There's a time and a season for every purpose under the sun. Understand, learn, find somebody to help you understand the season so that you can soar in whatever that is.
Yeah. Wow. I was just hearing you say, knowing that, right? I mean, keeps you in alignment, right? How many times are we trying to get on stage and do all the speaking when on the inside we're not resolved yet?
Yes.
Or we're showing up barely and then we go home and it's chaos. So the power in knowing the season.
Yes.
Right? You said something else to it, to help past purpose. And knowing your season, that kind of helps direct that.
It does. Absolutely. The path to purpose begins with saying yes to God.
Yes. Yeah.
That's where it begins. If you haven't said yes, you could not be on the path.
Yeah.
You have to say yes.
Yeah.
And then it's almost like giving God permission to walk with you, to use you, to guide you, opens up the doors for favor, provision, connections, resources. Like all these things become available after the yes, but not before the yes. People trying to get it and they ain't said yes yet. It's like, we go first things first.
And wonder why they're still in the same place.
Yes.
And I'm guilty of that myself.
Yeah.
You
Listen, I'm telling you about stuff I've been through. Wait, I ain't talking about somebody else's stuff.
Yeah, say yes.
Yes, say yes. So when you say yes, this is my next book coming.
Unshakable faith. Wow.
Yeah. It says the spiritual currency to change anything. I'm going to tell some stories that's going to blow people's mind because I said yes.
Wow.
Because I said yes, I've seen God has used me to heal people who, were taking morphine for cancer and it wasn't helping them. And I could pray for them and they would be pain-free. Because I said yes, God used me in the capacity as an attorney to get a 6-figure settlement. Because I said yes, God opened the door for a stranger to send me to college. Because I said yes, Hollywood producers have sent me to Africa. Because I said yes. I'm going to tell people what it looks like when you say yes.
Yeah. So you need to hurry up and finish. That's my challenge to you, sister.
Okay, I'm on it.
Yeah, I mean, because Mama Dodie is Mama of the Olsteins, and they're here in Houston, so that's where we go. My wife's in the choir, and she is walking. She a couple of weeks ago, Vivian, but her whole thing was healing. We have the power to heal ourselves in prayer. We have the power to heal ourselves as human beings. That's how bodies make up. And she was able to she was diagnosed with terminal cancer. Hey, you're going to be gone in a few months. See you later. And she says 48 years later, who was right? And in that process, she literally stood on the Bible as she made prayer. So I'm stand on the word of God, right? And she became the prayer queen and the healing person. So, I've surrendered the fact that, well, people are saying that some people might be full of crap, but I do believe there's healing from other people.
Absolutely. And when we really understand who we are as melanated people, and I haven't even tapped into this to the degree that I know yet.
Yeah.
But what I know and what I have learned, what I have researched thus far, there's a spiritual capacity in us that is directly connected to our melanin.
Yeah.
And we haven't even tapped into it at all. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've heard that. That.
It's when we really understand who we are as melanated people, when I say the spiritual currency, it's kind of like we're the Rockefellers.
That's right.
Of spirituality. We're the Rockefellers. And it's in our melanin. And when you get that one, you gonna come off them jobs. You gonna stop chasing that dollar.
Yeah.
You gonna live in the vastness of who you are, and people will pay you to be.
Amen.
They will pay you to be. Wait, It's gonna take some folks a while to get that one. They will pay you to be.
Well, listen to the replay is what I tell them. Send it to me. And have your buddies listen to it too, so they can help you get to that.
Yeah.
So,
I can't go into all the details of that one. That one you're gonna have to get on your own.
it's worth the search, I'll tell you that.
It really is, isn't it? Woo.
All right. Well, listen. Thank you. How do people get a hold of you before I just send you on your way?
Well, I'm on Instagram and TikTok as Ms. MS Vivian Phillips. And that's my website, MsMsVivianPhillips.com. And you can find me on Facebook as I think Vivian Phillips or Ms. Vivian Phillips or something.
Yeah, it pops up as Vivian Phillips. And
yeah, Vivian Phillips. Yeah.
Queen of Destiny and all that magnificent stuff. Like
oh, and I have a television show coming out this fall. We forgot about that.
Oh, what?
Yes. So I'm a part of the whole Legacy Makers series that's coming out this fall. It's an award. It's already being nominated for tons of awards. It's called Legacy Makers. And so I have an episode called Beyond the Pew.
I saw it.
Yeah, coming out this fall. So you know, that's when my book come out. After the show, there's probably a worldwide tour that I'm going to be on.
Yeah.
There's some really, God is doing some amazing things. But like I said, this is my season.
Yes.
This is my season to come out. I've been holding back. God's been accosting me because the sister was trying to break free. He's like,
not you.
He said, "Not yet" to me so many times. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
But so I'm looking forward to that this fall.
Yeah, well, be sure to kind of keep it in the loop, and as you get closer, man, have you back kind of do like a preliminary pre-show or something like that. That'd be awesome.
I'd love to do that. It's always a privilege to be with you. It really is.
Back at you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. Be blessed, my sister. Until next time.
Bye, y'all.
Bye now. Love and respect.
Love.
Man, so listen, guys. You already got everything you need. Go back, and I gotta stop doing it too. I gotta go back and take some notes and listen to things again and again. Man, this lady is the real deal too. Not just blowing smoke, living proof of what can happen when you say yes. So I'll go back and watch it pretty soon myself. So Vivian Phillips, we say thank you for the power, for the message that you delivered today, and truly an example of who we stand for in Conversations with International. And man, keep doing amazing things. And folks, I got so many notes here that you should get some notes yourself and start to put what she's talking about into practice. And it's not about you. If you're thinking about, oh, poor me, stop it. If you're thinking about, well, I can't, or whatever it is about you, stop it. Think about the person in front of you. Practice with people that are at home with you. Practice with people you work with. Practice with people that are all over the place. And let's begin to do this. Make this come back for real, man. Make this come back a possibility for everybody. And don't let the stinking thinking, continue to keep you stuck. Let's flip the script on that conversation you're having with yourself, about yourself, and let's get busy making a difference. All right, as I always say, don't let nothing stop you from reaching your destiny. You should not be denied, especially as thinking. All right, folks, get this message out to everybody you can. Be on the lookout for more things coming around the summit, from heartbreak to healing, finding extraordinary love. All right, folks, have a good day. We'll see you next week.